Good morning. We are in, where are we?
Well, it's day, I don't even know.
This trailer is a little small today.
I promise y'all, there was a time I used to be cool.
Hey, it's got a moody cat. Take him camping.
Okay, so I made it back to Harvey, and I brought dinner because usually on travel days we're not going to cook that much because we're going to be tired. Usually it's a long drive. Today was a gorgeous drive, as you saw. It's beautiful down here. It was really not bad driving, and when it's this beautiful, it's kind of easy driving. So that was a plus, but we always usually make it a point to order out at a local joint anytime we do traveling like this on a travel day anyway. But we do local food, do carry out, you know. And the funny thing was I was in this local place called the Starfish, and I ordered dinner for everybody. And I said, you know, I'm going to go outside and sit outside. I'll have a beer while I wait. So they gave me a Dixie Voodoo, which is a local Louisiana beer. And I go outside, sit down on the table, and just kind of hang out. And I'm like, oh, gosh, I meant to order a couple different soups to try. So I go back in there with my beer. I set it down on the counter and immediately knocked it off the counter onto the floor. Completely full beer. Might have taken 2 little sips out of it, and it shatters all over their floor. All they did, they went and grabbed a mop, would not let me clean it up, and this nice little old lady that was in there, she just walks in the back, hands me another beer, just hands it to me and shakes her head. I'm like, well, what do I owe you? She goes, nah, you don't owe me nothing. You didn't drink the last one. So, but now we're back at the RV. Everybody's getting ready to eat. Everybody's looking at me like, shut up, get off the camera. So we're going to test out some really good Louisiana food. Like, for instance, Addie got, this is an alligator po' boy. Cris got a shrimp po' boy, and she's already torn into it because she's been starving all day. We kind of left without forgetting to eat. But I'm looking forward to the shrimp and corn soup, as well as their, what they call seafood in a bowl. In fact, I'm going to try some of that now. Seafood in a bowl looks like it consists of crab and shrimps. I'm going to try that right now. I got to admit, I tried the shrimp and corn soup already, and it's really, 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 really good. I got to try some of this gumbo, or the seafood in a bowl as they call it. Oh my gosh. Have I told you I love Louisiana? Because I do.
Ollie, you want to go outside? Yeah? You want to go outside? Okay, let's go. You ready? Go get. You bring me the ball? Thank you. Go get. Oh, thank you. Oh, almost made a mistake. Good morning. I am out here catching all this beautiful sunshine. Mikey's getting ready to tape. We are behind this week for last week's videos because of travel and all of that. So he's trying to catch up on that. So then later on this week we can tape this week's Foodie Friday. So he's catching up on that. Ollie's frustrated because he can't get to the palm leaf over there. We're all having frustrations. It's okay, Ollie. Come here. I have our awnings out, which I hope I can keep out. It's a little windy today, but they don't seem to be having too much of a trouble. The awnings really help keep the temperature inside the RV cooled off if you can have them out. But if it's too windy or you're not there, you shouldn't have them out. So I'm just going to keep my eye on it because it really did. I mean, I pulled them out and immediately I could feel it cool off in the trailer. Okay, I will be playing fetch with him for the next hour. I'm not even joking. So the awnings really help. Kind of cools things off. So that's kind of nice. feels weird talking about cooling things off because, like, back home, I think it's been below freezing for over a week, maybe.
Alright, the time is up. We brought this up to pressure. It took about 25, maybe 30 minutes to bring this up to pressure.
Good morning. We are in, where are we? Grand Isle. Sorry. Hang on. Good morning from Grand Isle, Louisiana. We are at Grand Isle State Park, and I think I've messed up. The last 2 days have been absolutely gorgeous, but we were so behind on, work that we really buckled down and worked, and I had that business call, and starting last night it started raining, got really cold, now it's pouring down rain outside. So I'm hoping we get an adventure day while we're still here. The weather doesn't look all that promising. However, the last 2 days, it also said it was going to rain. So I'm hoping it's because we're, like, down here that it'll, I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, I've got dishes to do. We've got work to get done. We've caught up with our videotapings. So now we just need to do a Foodie Friday probably later today. But we've got all of our editing done. We got last week's vlog edited. So everything, we got all caught up, but still need to keep working. But if the weather does break, we're going to go out to the beach because it is beautiful out there. This trailer is a little small today in the rain. Mom's getting ready to tape. Dogs are running everywhere. Mikey's running everywhere. Being really loud. He got really quiet when I started taping, which was the goal of starting to record this. Someone's gonna have to be quiet so we can tape. I think Obi's sleepy. Hi, Skid. What brings you out? I don't know how many of you know a whole lot about Skitty, but Skitty is our very moody pet. He's not exactly friendly. He's the cat that you always warn the kids about if they come over, kind of thing. But one thing about Skitty is he's a camper cat. He loves camping, and he becomes incredibly more friendly in our camper than he ever is at home. And when we go back home, I would say he's still more friendly than he used to be, but he kind of picks up his old habits of, like, really just humans are. Oh, are you coming to see me? Hi. Hi. He's like, if you're going to talk about me. Anyhow, camping has done this cat good. Which we were really nervous bringing him. Like, we used to let Aunt Lou take care of him while we were gone. And then when we started going longer and longer out, we didn't feel right about that because he's part of our family. So we started bringing him very cautiously. But it completely changed him when he started coming with us. He's more a part of things. And he wants to be a part of things, which has never been the case. So, hey, got a moody cat? Take him camping. I just put the cat in there. Now Obi's interested. Hey guys, today we are making crispy Mississippi chicken in our foodie for Foodie Friday. Oh, while having a whole lot of fun. So now I need to go and put this under pressure for 15 minutes and find something to do while this cooks. I need to answer some emails, so I think that might be what I go do while I'm waiting on this to cook. And then I think I might have most of the week's work done. I'm a little scared to say that. I set that for 15 minutes. I meant to set it for 20. Ah. And I think I said 15 minutes on there. And I meant 20. Mr. Fix-It's at it again.
Oh, I don't know about this one. I don't know. This comes.
Let's not be Mr. Break It.
Who knew? They Velcro the rocks on with.
Hey, that's good though, because usually they like drill it in and then it's very destructive. Oh, looky there, looky there. You might want to turn it off.
Pops off like that.
I'm also recording. Like
This is where I shouldn't cuss then, right? Got 4 screws. I need a screwdriver. Addie, bring me a screwdriver.
Addie's the ultimate assistant today.
Fireplace ain't installed.
What's that tape?
That's black tape and something in there for something. I don't know.
Well, hell, looky there.
There's your fan.
Was it never plugged in?
I was betting the price to get a new one of these.
Or maybe vacuum out the fan. Addie's tormenting poor little Obi. Mr. Fix-It's fixed it again. It's working. We found a piece of tape over the vent, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But he's got 15 minutes.
What?
I'm talking to the camera. He's got 15 minutes before I need to start taping. So, chop chop. Well, you might turn it off before you start. Oh, there we go. There we go. Are you proud of yourself there, Mr. Fix-It?
I don't know what I did. But it works.
Rarely ever is it remove a piece of tape and that fixes things.
I just wonder if it, like it couldn't breathe or whatever. And
I'm thinking
because after I unplugged it and let it set for a minute, something I heard a click.
It like reset.
Yeah.
I think part of it was that tape must have fallen during travel, and then it was making that vent struggle.
Funny, these heaters never fail on days where it's 80 down here.
Nice and toasty. And we are back. It has been 20 minutes under high pressure. I'm sorry if I said 15 before. Now I gotta run and figure out what I did with my camera. Can't remember which room it's in. I've got to go find my camera so that when this is done, I can very quickly take a few pictures of it in the foodie. People like to see it in the foodie when I do foodie stuff like foodie recipes. I can do plated after I record. So I'm going to do that. And meanwhile, I have one of Addie's favorite dishes cooking. I have our low-carb macaroni cooking. And I'm going to make her tomato macaroni because that's one of her favorites. Oh, man. What a day. Tomato sauce. My nemesis on this trip. That does not look good. Stuff people don't see. Oh, man. It's all over my phone. Sides are done. So as soon as I get done taping, they can eat.
I've decided to start eating more salad. But that's not going to stop me from eating more chicken.
Did you like the chicken?
That was like the best chicken you ever made.
You say that every time.
That's because you keep getting better and better.
Addie, what do you think of the chicken?
Really good.
Obi, did you get any?
You got a nibble.
Did they share Obi? But Dad's got food. Obi's ignoring me.
He didn't want none of this.
He's like, what? Did you get chicken? What did you do?
Breakfast for Saturday morning before we have a lazy Saturday, unless it doesn't rain, and then we might go out and adventure on this lazy Saturday. Who knows? I made what we call biscuit sand, which is our air fryer low-carb biscuits and gravy. It's biscuit sand because you crumble this up and it's buttery and crumbly just like this. Watch the satisfaction that comes to my face.
You dropped the sand.
That's okay, it's my plate. And I tried to do something cool. That didn't work out too well, but I was making ham eggs, which is just ham and eggs, really. But
Wow.
I was trying to make them all
Where
pretty.
did you come up with that name?
Well, they weren't green, so I couldn't blame Dr. Seuss.
All right, let's eat.
Okay.
Well, things continue to not go as planned. We've been looking at the weather, and while we are in probably one of the warmest areas that's freezing, as we look at our travel calendar, we do not want to be traveling in places that aren't used to freezing conditions during freezing conditions. And the weather is showing rain and freezing conditions, which is just like the perfect storm of what we don't want to be in. So we think we're going to delay travel one day of our travel situation, which means everything's gonna get shoved one way or the other. We tried to make phone calls today to change reservations, but everybody's closed today. So tomorrow, fingers crossed, we can move everything the way that we need to move it so that we can still do all the things we want to do. It's also really stinking that the weather is continuing to get colder and not clear, so that we can't really tape the things we wanted to tape travel-wise at Grand Isle. We really messed up. I really messed up with my work schedule, not taping the things when it was really nice and instead working. So I made a bad life choice. So hopefully, we're hoping that it will break soon so we can maybe get a little bit in. This is the not fun parts, but we'll figure it out. And the weather does look like it's eventually going to break. It's just, we would need to get safely from here to there.
Hey, Obi, catch it.
Oh.
Hey, don't get distracted. Come on, catch it.
He does not perform.
Obi, catch it. Yeah,
Yes.
good job.
Do it one more time.
Catch it. One more time. Yeah.
Good boy.
Good.
What?
It's a little windy out here today. I got that one. Well, we kind of failed you this week, and we're giving an awful poor representation of this park.
It's beautiful.
Because we're like doing this and shivering and all covered up and everything. 2 days ago, it hit 80 degrees. It was nice, not that much wind. It was gorgeous out, and we made that a work day. Because we thought, well, if there's gonna be one day, there'll be more than one day. And then the weather turned down here quicker than what I anticipated. Yes, I know there's weather apps. Yes, I use it. It turned colder a day ahead of what it was supposed to down here.
Yeah.
In fact, the day that it turned 80, it was only supposed to get up to like 70, and it changed its mind. So, still my bad. But it's gorgeous down here.
Yes.
There's palm trees, as you can see. Everywhere we go, I'm making you dizzy. I just made myself dizzy. There's palm trees in this place, in the RV park, which is gorgeous. The Gulf out there with the jetties and the birds and the fishing pier. It's beautiful. beautiful. And when it's warm, it's quite wonderful down here.
Yeah, well, it's even wonderful now because it has one other feature no matter what.
It's not Indiana?
No, there's no snow.
Well, that's not Indiana. Indiana is supposed to get upwards to 12.9 inches, I think they said.
Is that fun?
Crash! Recording.
Okay, ready?
Go.
Here we go.
You stop us at the end!
Wow.
Whoa! That was crazy.
I'm okay with them getting it, because we're not going to be there. It's supposed to be like -4 tonight or tomorrow night up in Indiana, not down here. So I'm not going to complain too much, but
No, but we have to put the deck up today.
yeah, we do, because it's going to get a little nippy tonight. But Gulf Shores is gorgeous, and
We got all our taping caught up now.
yeah, we're all caught
So
up.
we can sit outside and be cold.
Yes. And by the time you guys see this, there's a little album that just came out on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, and all that by a really good-looking guy from Indiana that's not in Indiana right now because it won't be that cold. Go check out Redneck Rockstar, the album by yours truly, Mikey Goode. If you can't find it, it looks like this. No, that's my belly.
No.
Like that, right there, Mikey Goode music. So we know it's going to be cold down here for a couple more days. In fact, for the rest of our stay, it's going to be nippy. Taking the trash out. While I'm doing that, I'm going to check underneath here and see what's going on with my sensor, because I know that we don't have 100% of propane in one of those tanks, because that's what we've been using the past couple days. The other one is empty and it's still cold. And I'm wearing shorts. Not the best idea I've ever had, but I don't want to put pants on. So I'm going to check the tank. Still got some in it, because you can hear just from the tap. That's empty. That's not. That's good. But I know that sensor's bad, so I still need to adjust that. And where they put these tanks is not necessarily the easiest to get to. No, we still got plenty in there. Because that thing's still heavy, but there's a sensor. Well, that's your sensor right there. It just goes on the bottom of the tank, like that. Try not to crank my head on that underside of the fifth wheel. All right, now we're going to test the app and see if this thing's going to read now. So I got an app on my phone. It's called Tank. Convenient. Open it up, and it's reading the tanks. You see their left tank and right tank. It shows the right tank empty. It's still showing the left tank at 100%. Huh. It's not quite accurate, but after picking up the tank, I do know that we have plenty of fuel, so evidently we haven't burned as much as we thought. Of course, we've got the electric heaters and the fireplace that luckily I got fixed, working, so hopefully that'll hold us over until we can get some propane. On a Sunday, I don't think it's going to happen down here.
Good morning. We are now on plan C of, that's Mikey blowing his nose. We are now on plan C of what we plan to do, what we think we're going to do. We were supposed to be headed back to Texas. However, right now, Texas is having rolling blackouts because of how cold it is, and their system is not used to that. So we just booked another night here. We're still in Louisiana, so we're going to stay in Louisiana. And then we've got 2 reservations we have to back up a day, so that by the time we travel, and specifically travel through highly congested areas, it will be warm enough that the road conditions won't be a concern. Because driving a rig, especially a rig this heavy, we just don't want to be in any kind of place where it's hard for us to stop or anyone else to stop. So it's better safe than sorry. It's not ideal conditions here at all.
Right now, I want to take you through the next couple of hours to show you where we're headed. So at 9 o'clock, of course, through 10 o'clock, we're looking at the sleet rain mix potential.
Let's see what it looks like outside.
My wife wants me to go grab a GoPro and set it outside in the rain for your enjoyment.
It's really rainy, and the temperature is starting to drop. It's going to get in the 20s this evening, so we're going to go ahead and fill our water tanks and disconnect our outdoor water. We should be fine pipes wise beyond that. However, we definitely don't want to be connected to an outdoor spigot. That's a big no-no whenever it drops below freezing. So we're gonna do that. I think Mikey's gonna take our reserve propane tank and try and get it full today, just because we've also heard there's some propane shortages in Texas, so we want to make sure that we're full before we even think of heading there, even though it should probably even out by the time we get there. It's better safe than sorry. So today is going to be a work day. All the stuff that I reworked yesterday on the calendar, I need to rework again because our travel days keep moving because we keep changing the calendar for the weather. But that's kind of part of it. You got to be flexible. This is the most flexible we've had to be in a long time. But who knew that like the Gulf Coast was going to have like a winter storm. I have a friend who I have lots of friends in Texas, and they're getting snow dumped on them, and it's just not a good situation. So we're gonna sit tight and try and get stuff done.
So it's a mess out there right now. Storm got us up really early this morning. Turns out we're sitting right on the edge of that cold front that's coming through the entire United States. Texas, which is our neighbor to the west, they're completely under a winter weather advisory, winter storm emergency, whatever you want to call it. Of course, folks down here, you know, they don't have to usually handle snow or inclement weather, you know, like we do back home, and so people are kind of getting a little scared. Propane's running low over in Texas. Hopefully they've got some here in Louisiana so that we don't run out. As you can see, the storm's blowing palm leaves, well, you saw it, those thingies blowing all around the park. Oh, it's cold out here. Woo. Oh, shoot. The wind's knocked our bikes over. All of them. Oh my gosh. This is... I'm gonna put up a camera and go back inside. Make some cocoa. It's cold. And I'm afraid that we're gonna run out of propane on out of the tank. I know it was pretty full, but we've been using the heat, and over the next couple of days we're gonna use quite a bit of propane through the furnace because it's not gonna warm up for a couple days. So I'm gonna run up the road to the marina and get one of my tanks filled, and then hopefully that'll set us up to where here in just a few days we'll get back in the 70s. Just had a big old fat raindrop go in my ear.
Good morning. Part of the changing plans, which we're very glad we did now that we see like how bad it is in a lot of places, but part of changing plans is we could stay in this campground, but we have to change spots in order to be able to stay because somebody else has this spot reserved. So we are picking up literally and having to pack up the whole trailer to move 5 spots. But hey, we're glad we have a place to stay. We think we're gonna miss the rest of the weather, and also hopefully give the areas we're going to a little time to recover before we head that way. So fingers crossed. We're trying to check in with the places that we already had planned to make sure that they're not like in emergency conditions, so that we don't add extra stress to an already stressful situation. But from preliminary checks, it looks like both of the places that we're headed are fine. They seem to be doing okay. So that's the plan for now. But plans always change.
Little windy on our last day in Grand Isle. A lot windy on our last day in Grand Isle.
Well, we're getting ready to move for the second time today because we made all the phone calls and we found out that our final destination isn't being affected by all the blackouts and the water shortages and all of that. However, our stopover and our path to get there may include weather that they're not used to, and so there are some bridges that we think might be closed. So it's getting to where we had planned to be doesn't look like getting there is going to be easy. So we've decided we're gonna say, oh, I gotta take this. So that phone call was Mikey telling me that between the time he talked to the person on the phone to try and book our site that was like gonna save us because we had to have a place to stay because all the weather and all that kind of stuff, in between him hanging up the phone and driving the truck like the 2 minutes down the road, someone in line, like literally in front of him, booked the slot he just talked to her about. So we then got put on a waiting list for another slot to see if somebody was gonna not re-up their spot, which I didn't even know was an option. I'm very confused. I'm very confused how we waited for that, but somebody jumped line. It doesn't matter. I literally just got back from walking all the way to the end of the park to see if there was a possible spot or if somebody was waiting there to rebook it, and we had to wait until the timer went off for them to not rebook it again. I didn't know that was the rule. Anyhow, it all ended up working out, but we're going to move again. But we have a place to stay. So, mercy sakes. All we've done today is move. And now I just realized all that stuff up there, I didn't pull down. So I'm going to pull the slide back out so I can go get that. That's the danger in getting out of the habit of all the things that you normally do when you move on a move day. Is like today we've moved, this will be our second time moving our third spot, is because we're rattled with all that, is that we're going to forget something that we would normally, you know, just do in stride. So we need to be double checking all checklists or we're going to screw something up. I hope those aren't prophetic words.
Oh yeah, and did I tell you I hit my head yesterday, or rather Harvey hit my head yesterday? Yeah, we go out to dump the poo. I know, ew. And it was really, really windy. It's really, really, really windy here in Louisiana. And one of our cubbies, the one that I have to use to grab the tub that has all the hoses in it, the door, it flips up and there's a magnet on the top of, or on the side of the trailer, and it just holds by the magnet, and it holds really, really well until it gets windy. And so I was reaching in to grab the tub, and the wind not only knocked the door off the magnet, but it blew the door down on top of my head. And there's a button on a ball cap right there, and that's exactly where it hit it. I don't know if you could see it. I don't know how it looks today, But it was really sore and about knocked me out, and I said a few words I probably shouldn't say, and I apologize to the people in the great state of Louisiana, all the way up, I think, to Houma and New Orleans might have possibly heard what I said, and I apologize, but it really hurt. Anywho, I persevered, and I dumped the poo, even after it got knocked out of me. Why are you whining? Are you like, I want to be in Texas, Daddy, I want to be in Texas. Oh, I want to be in Texas, Daddy. Hello. It's day, I don't even know, down here in Grand Isle, because we've extended so many days down here. We've got 2 more nights down here in Grand Isle. It's still chilly. There's not much you can do. I drove up to a town called Galliano. That's the name of it. I drove up there. That's the closest Walmart. It's about an hour away. Got plenty of supplies. Got us plenty of water. A couple extra fuel cans. So that, you know, just in case we run into any problems whatsoever, hopefully we should be okay. But right now it's just a matter of waiting out the snow in Texas. When we get there is good. The good news is it's supposed to be around 50 degrees, and it's only supposed to get warmer from there. I'm just going to chill and practice some guitar, do some marketing for the album. The album that will be out by the time that y'all see this, that I'm very excited about. Go order it. It's on Amazon. It's on Spotify. I got to make a call to iTunes and see if we can get it on there, because there's been some issues with that here on this release. So if all y'all who are doing the iTunes, I'm sorry. I'm trying to work on it. Hopefully by the time you see this, I've got it taken care of. If not, I hope we're close, because I really want y'all to listen to this album. Also, I'm dressed poorly. If you look at this, I'm wearing tennis shoes with high top black socks, basketball shorts, and a t-shirt that somehow got tucked in. I'm officially dressed like a dad. I promise y'all, there was a time I used to be cool.
They're here. Pull one out. Ta-da! Redneck rock star Mikey Goode. Look at all those awesome songs.
Nobody loves me like my dog. In his eyes I could do no wrong. It makes me feel like I belong. Love him so much, wrote him his own song. Nobody loves me like my dog. Oh, play that fiddle, girl.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the